I've been sick since I was 17 years old. And I was told at 17 that I would not live to make it to 18. I was told that I would not have children. And I was just told so many things that would not happen in my life due to me being sick. I have a long list of illnesses that I've had over the last 22 years of my life. I'm still living in a lot of pain, and a lot of people don't understand certain ailments or don't understand why we do certain things. So I just wanted to be that voice to speak up so people could see that you can't judge a book by its cover, and you can't judge a book by how it looks. Judge it for what it brings you when you open it and you become a part of it when you read it and you get to know it. Love us for who we are and not what you think we should be because we're sick. Yeah, everybody has a bad day, but why should mine be worse because of the fact that I have cancer or I have fibromyalgia or because I'm dyslexic or because I'm dyscalculic or because I have cervical cancer or because I have uterine cancer or any of the things that make me who I am? Because if it wasn't for all those illnesses and all the things that they told me that I couldn't be, I wouldn't be who I am. And for some, I may not be much, but I'm still here.
At one point, it was so frustrating. She was 14 when she first started coming down with the sickness. And at 15, her doctor told me once, after several tests and several consultations with other doctors, and she was trying to find something, a reason for this child's behavior. She told me, she said, well, Mrs. Simpson, she said, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but soon she'll be 18. So at that time, she'll get an adult doctor, and maybe they can find something, find out what's wrong with her. So I said, oh. So meanwhile, she could just die, and that's okay with you because maybe when she gets 18 and gets an adult doctor through the medical plan that she's on, perhaps they can find out what's wrong with her. So again, it was horribly frustrating because it was as though they had given up. They didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. A doctor suggested that she go swimming every day. Now, what the swimming would do, the swimming would psychologically fool her body. In other words, she was in pain all the time. So, if you got up every morning and you went swimming for a couple hours, then when you got home or anytime the rest of the day and you were tired, you had something that your mind could accept to blame the physical tiredness on rather than being sick. So you didn't say, oh my God, I'm so sick, or I don't feel like doing this, I don't feel like doing that. You say, whew, I must have swam too much. I must have done one lap too many because I'm sore or I'm tired. And with that, your mind could push your body and you were able to do other things. And we learned how to do that, and that was a lot of help. Matter of fact, she still uses that technique some today.
What it's like when she's sick, it's kind of like, well, she gets confused about what her words are like mixed up. Like, she might refer to the refrigerator as the remote or something like that. And so with knowing her or understanding her illness, you would have, I mean, that's how you would know. You have to know that she's sick. Other than that, you think, oh, she's just like, I don't know, gets like stupid or something. So sometimes you have to explain that to people and then they don't get it. So that's annoying for me. But other than that, it's like not that big of a deal. I just kind of deal with it. It's just normal. Sometimes she's in pain or whatever, just like most people. You get aches and pain, so You just deal with it. It's not that difficult.
I remember when I was about 8 years old, my sister was just really sick all the time, having fevers, delusions, and nobody really knew what was going on. And about 16 or 17, she was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome. And with that came so many different illnesses and different symptoms. So throughout the years, just dealing with her being sick and falling asleep, at any moment, it used to be scary. I didn't know if she was going to live, didn't know what was happening. And a lot of people didn't know how to accept it because they couldn't tell that she was sick. They just thought that maybe she had a drinking problem because she was talking backwards, or maybe she was never bright because she wasn't able to read and do math the same way that she was able to before. So oddly enough, when I was in college in my psychology class, we were talking about this dyslexia, which a lot of people are familiar with, so it's becoming more popular or accepted. And then we learned about dyscalculia. So I called my sister as soon as the class was over. I was like, I know what you have. You have dyscalculia. It's not you. It's out there. Like, other people know about it. So with her knowing that term, she was able to be diagnosed with it and also able to get accommodations within college so that she no longer had to take math, which she used to be brilliant at. And she was able to graduate. One of the first students at her university to graduate with her bachelor's on the dean's list, without having to take the traditional math classes. She actually had to write a paper for math. All in all, her being sick affected me because we just didn't know. And I felt that I was always her keeper. I had to protect her or defend her with other people who passed judgment and made assumptions due to her illness. And it's just something hard to live with. I mean, you hope that you're able to be strong enough so that she can be strong and get through the days, and that you can be strong for her children and my mom. But having a disease that people can't see really makes people doubt you instead of the disease itself.
One of the hardest things has been the fact that one of the hardest things is knowing that a few of my illnesses are hereditary, and I was very worried about that, being that I decided to have children. And of course, one of my illnesses, fibromyalgia, was more hereditary through females than males, and I was worried that my child may get one of my illnesses. And it just so happened at the age of 12 she started complaining, and I knew from the complaints and the description of her pain that she had an illness that I had, and I didn't want her to have it. So I kind of tried to ignore her for a while, hoping that the illness would go away, or she would just like forget that she had the pain. But she ended up having it. And the only good thing I can say out of this is that when I first got diagnosed and I was told that I was gonna die and all of this stuff, and they didn't know, and I was crazy and all of this, I wanted her to know that she didn't have to go through that. I'm still here after they told me that I wouldn't be. So we're doing this documentary on illness for everybody who's ever been told that they couldn't be something, for everybody who wakes up every day in pain, for everybody who sometimes just wish today was my last day because I'm tired. I know what that feels like, and I want you to know that you can get through that. You can live past it, but you have to want to live. You have to know that your life is worth living. You have to know that the pain is bearable, and you have to know that tomorrow is better than you think.